Hi, welcome. We are the Shapeshifters at Rathe. We're here to talk about the recent event that happened in our lovely friend Daniel's hometown of London, and that was the Compendium of Rathe pre-release event, basically, right? The world premiere. So this happened in your backyard, so this was a big advantage for you being able to celebrate something in your backyard, especially with such a short lead time. For a lot of people, being able to do this at home. Introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I think a lot of you might know me already. I'm Fiane Dan, or real name Daniel. I'm a long-serving cosplayer. Bit like Lynette, we were doing it before there were prizes, so nice to see you again, Lynette. So yeah, I've only done 2 cosplays because of health reasons, but I'm working on a new one very slowly.
Nice. Yeah, it's good to that LSS was able to include you as a stand in the community that's been here since the day dot, and it's good that they were able to include you. We had 4 invited cosplayers, as the new format would be put together. As I noted before, it was a little bit shorter lead time, so a lot of people had either were obviously very fast at making or had costumes that they had in their repertoire that they were able to bring. And we did have some fantastic costumes from yourself, and we had a Dorinthia, a Prism, and the
Young
No.
new.
No. So
Yeah.
yeah. And there was a slew of really wonderful stand cosplayers that we've had for a long time. We had Ren, we had Catalina was one of the invited. Then there was the Bones cosplay. I know her well, but the name's not coming to me. Read the Bones, she's wonderful. We've seen that one before or something similar.
Yeah, I think that's a Discord named Botany Bee
Yeah.
with the horns and the green dress, right?
Yeah, beautiful cosplay. So we had quite a few stands. There were the notable people that weren't cosplaying this time, but were still present. I think we saw pictures of Carolina was present and took photos
Yeah.
with cosplayers and things like that. Because the logistics of traveling with a cosplay just for a small event is actually quite hard. And she traveled from the US, so if you can avoid having that stress, I would, 100%. But we still had some Asian Pacific cosplayers come through, and some from the US, and a very awesome crocheted sticky fingers. So
Yeah,
a
that
really big
sticky finger.
range of our cosplayers. And how did you find the experience being an invited person? This is a new experience that obviously they've just put up. You live in this town, a city where it was done. As part of the remuneration, it's a hotel room. Did you get to take advantage of that? Because I
Yeah.
mean, you live there, right?
Yeah, so I'm on the other side of town.
Mm.
So I live in West London, and this was happening in Docklands, which is kind of like East London. I did take the hotel room because needing to travel across London with or in a cosplay is still a pain in the butt. Traveling internationally, even more so, like you said. But I figured out, especially, so we had a schedule of events we had to play at, and then other than that, we could do what we wanted. So on the Friday, the first day, we had to be ready in cosplay at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I thought that alone is a reason to take up the hotel room. Plus, being super nearby is just nice. Like, I did the last event we had in London. Was it a calling? I can't remember. It's in the Excel Centre, same place. And I was still getting up at like 6 a.m. to get there for an 8:30 start for a 9 o'clock event start. And if I was going to do, I don't want to get public transport in cosplay. And so I did take up the hotel room. I'm very glad I did. So the package was very generous. I think I was surprised to be picked. I think I just entered on the what the hell, why not?
Yeah.
So I don't. It'd be interesting. The thing that's a bit opaque, and I don't know whether they're going to talk about it at all, is like what their criteria are or their decision making process. I did absolutely ham up that I'm a local boy. I
Yeah.
was like, I've lived in London most of my life. I'd love to support London and British cosplay. And so I do wonder if that was part. It'd be interesting whether they want to try and pick at least one local cosplayer per event. We will
Yeah.
see more of that from the Yokohama choices in a few weeks' time. But yeah, absolutely took the hotel room because it just makes life easier. I was
Yeah.
still getting up at 6 a.m., even though I was 10 minutes, like, the walk was also, it was like a 1 minute walk outside to get from the
Nice.
hotel, which when you're in wigs and dresses and everything's pinned and glued, it's kind of good.
And that would have been handy during the day if you just needed to duck out and do something. You could. It
No,
was a 1 minute walk, right?
yeah, and the good thing was that other than the events we had to be at in cosplay, LSS kind of said we can do what we want. So I think on the Friday we had to do the 9:30 world premiere, and I think we all kind of decided to take our cosplay off about 1 or 2 o'clock. The biggest difference for me, so I'm used to wearing cosplay all day. Like when it was like very much we had the competitions and it was a
Yeah.
1 day event for a lot of people. I would wear my cosplay all day, but then having to wear a cosplay for 3 days in a row is a different challenge, particularly with mine where it's a long-haired wig with a bun. So I was very worried about getting that wig through 3 days. But shout out to Morgan. She gave me lots of tips. The bun was pinned but also glued. She recommended some water-based glue that you could use.
Yeah.
So the bun did great. The bun did great, and the wig survived. It lost a bit of hair at the back towards the end, I think, because from all the brushing. But I don't think I could wear it up again because you can see some of the lace. But I think if I wear it all down, it might be a good Kano wig for the future.
Yeah. and I recently learned how to put wisps, and they're not actually as hard or scary as I thought they were. If you could,
I really recommend a wig band. That's the thing that made a big difference to me. Like these silicone bands that have little teeth on them, and they hold the wig super tight.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So you say you had, like, how many events did they require you to be part of? So you say the first day was the premiere. Was there anything on the other 2 days that they required you specifically to be at?
Yeah, it was one event per day, essentially. So we had the world premiere on the Friday. They gave us some packs that we could give to people that we played, which was a nice little touch. We thought that was going to happen every day, but it didn't. So, and then we had to do a 1 o'clock on the Saturday. I think it was one of the events that you could get the all art Blanche.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was 6 o'clock, and it was 1 o'clock. So 6 o'clock in the afternoon on the Saturday, just after the meet and greet.
Yeah.
And then we had to do the 1 o'clock on Sunday, which was just a regular Silver Age event. We were kind of all of us were worried about getting our costumes through 3 days.
Yeah.
And also looking after ourselves a bit. As you said, having the hotel room nearby, I did go and crash for a bit each day.
Yeah.
And it was a different experience. You are kind of on the job. The remuneration package was fairly generous. And we all wanted to make LSS feel like we were a good choice, that we lived up to expectations. And we all had quite a lot of anxiety going into the event. And the guy in charge actually was quite good and said, like, you're already here. I like your costumes. Try and have fun. Don't get stressed. But then try not to tell cosplayers not to be stressed when they're going through a 3-day event is a bit hard. But yeah, it was basically one tournament per day.
Yeah.
And then on the Saturday, even though you weren't needed till 6, the meet and greet was 5:30.
Yeah.
And because of that, some people were in cosplay already at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So my plan originally was to get changed just before, but actually several of us decided to get into costume at like 1 o'clock-ish because we were getting FOMO from seeing other people in their cosplay.
So that, because we had the event, say the 5:36 event, so there was a lot more cosplayers on the second day, or was there other cosplayers on the other days as well? Or
I mostly noticed other cosplayers in cosplay on the Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But there was a healthy number doing it all day. It was good. You had the young Victor,
yeah,
had crocheted Scurv, awesome
yeah,
costume, best octopus ever.
yeah. The sticky fingers.
Who else is in? The Cast the Bones one. She actually wasn't Cast the Bones, but it's the same. It's the same evil druid
Character.
character, but in a different art, and I can't think what it is
Ah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
But it's the same kind of evil druid though.
Oh,
So maybe if you're watching Botany Bee, you can put in the comments and remind us what your which
yeah,
actual card you were. She had a tiny little cauldron because I think in whichever art it is, there's a cauldron in shot, and she had this really
yeah,
cute tiny little cauldron.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and yeah, Toran from Japan, Ransan. She
yeah,
was there as adult Nu, so there was like a nice couple of shots of adult Nu and young Nu with
yeah,
Carlota as young Nu. But yeah, more cosplays on the Saturday, and I think the other 2 days is mostly just us. But that's kind of what you would expect, I
yeah, yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you guys did a feature in some of the videos I saw along the ways. Were they just taken on the fly when you were doing thing, or were you told that you were going to record you, or
yeah. So this is one of the things I think I'll put in my feedback. So it could be a bit better. There was the official content team,
Mhm.
and they just kind of bumped into us and took. But because of just circumstance, Carlota doing the young Nu didn't ever get videoed because she wasn't
Mm,
around when they found us. But I think they
yeah,
bumped into the young Prism
yeah,
and started videoing her, and then Dorinthia and me were nearby, so they did me. I don't think they've actually used my footage though, and there was another gender swap cosplayer doing Kasai, and they had
yeah.
some
So
footage
that looked
taken,
cool.
and we haven't seen that footage online either. So
Yeah.
I don't want to say that there's some kind of anti-gender swap thing going on, but it does make you wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because I mean,
No, otherwise they want
um,
to pick me anyway, right? I think they
yeah.
wouldn't pick a gender swap. So yeah.
I know that there was footage taken when I was at Auckland and it wasn't used till 6 months later. So we
Okay.
don't know when they'll use that footage. They might use it for advertising for the next lot of people coming in. Like,
Yeah,
if
and the
you
thing
need
that's
really cool things, what do you want to do?
mm,
Kind of thing. Hopefully, that's what they're going to
yeah,
do.
I really hope so.
Mm.
Because the person who was the cast site, it's their first cosplay, and they're a little bit sad
Oh,
not to have
it
seen
looked
themselves online
so
yet.
amazing. They had so many cool photos, but I couldn't put them all up because they had other people that we don't know from the community. So I tried to
Mm,
avoid having people without permission.
yeah,
I
that's
know
fair
that
enough.
generally the cosplay community knows I'm going to use their photos, but I don't want to use other people's likenesses too much.
Yeah, that's
Um,
yeah. So I think the thing that's a bit absent at the moment that we're really hoping surfaces is a bit of a cosplay recap video, like highlights of cosplay, because they
mm,
normally do something like that, and it's just we haven't
yeah,
seen anything come out yet, but hopefully soon.
yeah. I think I don't. I hate to say it, but it seems like it's us doing it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Me from the bottom of the earth, finding you guys to talk about your experiences, and I hopefully they do like one of those cinematographer things because they do look amazing when they do them. They had a
Mm,
really good one for the world premiere of Heavy Hitters that looked really cool. But
mm,
yeah, was I mean remains to be seen. I mean, there's been an amazing one to do with Silver Age where they come with these packs and have a fight, and sort of, it looks really cool. Um,
mm.
and they're obviously thinking about that catching eyes, but I'm not sure how they're. Yeah, hopefully some of that video is used.
Yeah, so I think I had a video taken of me being young Dromai, and I
Mm,
had my Go board with me that day, and the shot they took was me moving a piece and then kind of giving my opponent the kind of wink that I've won, but it's their turn.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm happy to see that. I'm a terrible actor though, so it might have just been that it might just be that it was terrible content. I'm really not good at on-demand facial expressions, and they were like, "Can you do like a wry smile?" And I'm like, "I don't know, can I?" It could
Yes,
just be it was terrible content.
I recently watched somebody talking about cosplay acting and sitting in front of a mirror, and I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't think of anything
Yeah,
worse
I
than
need to
making.
get better at it
Yeah.
because what I learned from this weekend and having a lot of shots taken of me by lots of different people, and me and the Dorinthia afterwards went outside and took some shots on a professional camera, which was really fun.
Mm.
I've learned that sometimes the face I think I'm doing is not the face I'm actually doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think I've included a couple of those professional photos that you guys took of your
Oh,
jazz
lovely.
as part of the bit of video that we'll go into very shortly. So with the whole event that had the people that came in with cosplay, was there anything that stood out that may need to be a little bit fixed with that, like communication wise?
Yeah,
I know we spoke a little bit about that, and I know that there was some people who didn't realise that they had to fill out a form to be able to be part of it because that wasn't publicised to the general public. I mean, we all knew that there was forms for that event,
mm,
but it wasn't. I mean, maybe that should be noted on the event page. If you wish to be doing a cosplay and get into this event, you must fill out this form or something. I'm not sure. What do you
yeah.
think?
Yes, I think like the from my experience of the weekend, and I think a lot of the other sponsored ones, the meet and greet was the one that kind of needs the most improvement for Yokohama. So, and I talked to people. I gathered a lot of feedback from different people. So we've talked to the other sponsored cosplayers. I've talked to some of the guest cosplayers, talked to some of the people who would like to have watched things. So saw things from a lot of different perspectives. So the main thing is about organization and comms. So the meet and greet wasn't on the official schedule. So a lot of people didn't really know it was happening. So that includes a couple of cosplayers who missed out because they didn't know where to be. And then it also includes people who wanted to watch and be an audience and just didn't know where to go or when to go. It all happened a bit haphazard, and actually we didn't actually do it probably in the best location. What happened was it was just before 5:30. Me and the other sponsored cosplayers met up in the hall near the LSS desk, and we just started waiting, hoping that one of the staff would turn up and find us and things would start to get organised. So waited about 10 minutes, it was about 22, and this is in the context of the meet and greet was supposed to happen at 5:30, and me and the other sponsored cosplayers had to be in the 6 o'clock event. So we kind of felt a bit on the clock. So I then went to the main LSS desk and asked about it, and they didn't know what was going on. So we were just like, right, we're just going to stand here and then get the other cosplayers that when, people wandering around going, what's going on? We just thought, let's just gather and then LSS can come to us because we're quite conspicuous, right, in all our costumes.
Yeah.
So ultimately we kind of made it work ourselves, I would say. And then eventually the LSS representative turned up and gave out the prizes. I do actually think the pricing for the guest cosplayers was also quite generous.
Yeah.
Everyone got the mat of the specialization for Frankie that I can't think of the name of.
Yeah.
They got a silver sheen needle and a fabric of blossoms.
Oh,
So
nice.
that was pretty good pricing. And then also we got the same. We got that stuff as well, which we weren't expecting actually.
Yeah.
So that was nice. So I think the pricing was good. It was mostly communication and organization and comms. So what I would say, what I hope, if I said to LSS, if you're watching this, I'm going to send you an email anyway tomorrow, but put it on the schedule. It needs to be on the schedule. Otherwise, people won't know it will happen, and that includes cosplayers and people who want to watch. The other bit of feedback is the people who wanted to watch. I spoke to did actually find us, and it was more just like a mingle kind of thing. There wasn't any. There wasn't. It was very different to the contest, but I think some of the feedback from the audience is like, well, could they potentially have a little bit of information about every guest cosplayer? Because what they wanted from the audience was to know who was there, what they're doing, and can they go and talk to them. So
Yeah.
they had the idea of like, they've got all of our applications in advance with some photos. Could they use that to make like a little banner? And then
Yeah.
it says, in this event, these are the people who are around if you want to find anyone particular of them, which I thought was an interesting idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically get it on the main event schedule and get the person at the main desk to know what's going on.
Yeah. That would
Yeah,
be cool. And by having it on the event schedule, then people would know what's going on. And I mean,
yeah,
this event, I think, um, the reason why they announced it when they did, which was a chaotic time for most people, right before Christmas, right around that time, I think was to hopefully combat the people not knowing. But because Christmas, the holiday season, is a busy time for a lot of people, information didn't get through to everyone anyway. People didn't know
yeah,
that things had changed. The general community, which for some reason I thought by the uproar on X, all knew that we didn't have cosplay competitions anymore. There was actually a lot of people who thought there should have still been a cosplay competition because they didn't know.
yeah.
And I know in the past when we had invited guests, so I think there was a event in Europe where we had the Croatian cosplayer who does
Yes, I know who you mean. She did the Ira.
Ira, and then we had also the one that's now gone to her other content, that
Yes.
did Azalea, and
Yeah, Miss
they had
Chalice.
very
Yeah.
good publication of them being guest cosplayers. We
Mm,
really didn't get that beforehand. Hopefully we get that beforehand for the next event, saying, what events you can meet up with them and things like that.
yeah,
That bit of communication, because they have done it in the past when they've had guest cosplayers, um,
yeah,
and it works. So
yeah,
hopefully they can do that again. Or even when they had
yeah,
Carolina, Snow Coven, and the
yeah,
other person in one of the American events, they also had a panel for them as well.
yeah,
I'm not sure how that went. Maybe that's why they went away from it. I'm not sure, but these things that they've done in the past that could be transformed onto now having the guest people again with a bit more purpose, maybe, because these things they have done in the past as well with good publicity.
yeah. And that was one of the main bits of feedback I gathered from the other sponsor cosplayers. And we would have been happy doing more things for the same remuneration. So the remuneration was really good. If you added it all up, including the potential market value of the cards, it
Yeah.
was a lot of money each. And so we would have been happier to have done like a Q&A, or
Or,
be used to present prizes to the top 8 of the calling, or you can think of lots of cool
yeah,
things,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
exactly.
we were happy with our experience overall. But I think the Dorinthia and all of us, really, we would have been happy being a bit more, being used a bit more by LSS for the
Mm,
money they were essentially giving us. So it's basically like a kind of value thing for LSS rather than us being disappointed.
yeah,
I wouldn't say that at all. So it's just that we would be happy to be used in more promo than we were. And the
yeah.
other thing was, when we had an email from LSS that had like more information just like the same week of the event, and they had this really cool little graphic banner,
Yeah.
um, which I don't know if it actually ended up anywhere, but they had like, it had like the world premiere London banner on it, and then it
Yeah.
had each of our characters with our name against it,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I was
That's
really
cool.
hoping was going to be on a banner somewhere in the hall, but I don't think it got. I don't think it even got on the website.
No,
So
I didn't see that. So obviously they had all the best
yeah,
intentions, but not everything happened, maybe.
and you brought up Christmas. I think Christmas is an important factor to consider with this
Yeah.
event. For a lot of people, it really kills 2 or 3 weeks
Hmm.
of the year, and
Yeah,
they were
I'm a
trying to make a
retail
big
person, so yeah.
yeah, like a month maybe, then for the 6 weeks for retail. Anyway, takes up
Yeah.
a bunch of headspace and time. So I
Hmm.
do sympathise with LSS. I think Christmas was definitely a factor, probably.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and and I would hold my hands up. The only reason that I was able to do it is I had it ready to go.
Yeah, yeah,
Same deal in Madrid. Because I was doing it before cosplay was announced.
yeah,
They announced Madrid world premiere for Uprising. Again, it wasn't a lot of notice,
yeah,
and I had something good to go. So that
yeah.
seems to be my speciality. But yeah, I think we would have been happy to do more, and it'd be really interesting if LSS want to think about creative ways they can use the sponsored cosplayers, because I'm sure there's a whole heap of good ideas. And
Mm,
because you feel like you've been like you feel the spotlight a bit, and I think future sponsored cosplayers would be happy to do various things.
mm. Yeah, I think it was kind of a little bit of a test the waters thing for them. It feels
Yeah, I
like.
think so.
Yeah, yeah. Shall we go into all the beautiful cosplays? We'll start with.
Yeah, I just want to say one last thing because
Mm,
you mentioned the form a few times.
yeah,
A few people were confused as to whether you needed to fill out the form if you just wanted to be a guest.
yeah,
And a lot of people, the experience was that you applied wanting to be sponsored and you got the email back saying, sorry, you got chosen to be sponsored, but we'd love to have you as a guest.
mm,
There were a couple of people who didn't realize they had to do the form in advance to be a guest.
yeah,
But the good thing was they were still included and got all the prizing anyway. But one of them almost didn't turn up. The young Victor was like, well, I've not filled out the form. And I'm like, come, it will be fine. Like, what they're going to do? Like,
yeah, yeah,
they look, anyway. And he was like, oh, maybe I won't come. I said, look, you look amazing. Come, it'll be fine. Don't worry. And they did get the prizing and it wasn't a big deal. So I
yeah,
think if you, as any future cosplayers, do the form for Yokohama or future events, even if you only want to be a guest.
yeah.
It might not be clear in how it's presented, but that's what they'd like. But if
Hmm.
for any reason you forget or you don't turn up anyway, I'm sure you'll get remunerated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just easier for them to make sure they've got the right amount of promos if people are able to fill
Yes.
out those forms.
Yeah, obviously good for them if most people do because they need to know how much stuff to bring, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at these pictures. Right, so this is our first one. I've got the
Our
whole
group.
group. So yeah, we had, in addition to the 4 guest cosplayers, we had what, 8, 9,
Yeah, about 8. It's about 8.
yeah, which
Which
I
I
think,
think is good,
yeah,
given that people only had a few weeks.
exactly, yeah. So I feel like that we had quite a good outcome, as again with timing and all that, and London can be a more expensive destination, unfortunately. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and I think one of the things that was you would have seen it in our cosplay Discord chat, but
yeah,
I think some negative people about the change to the way cosplay was being done
yeah,
were worried that people would turn up in knockoff costumes, also wanting to get the swag.
yeah,
But if anything, we saw the opposite.
yeah,
Everyone was really good quality.
yeah, yeah. And I think that we need to focus more on the community side of it than the hard line on costumes. I think
Hmm.
we've always been a welcoming people, and I think that having the rules more outlined made it feel like we were trying to exclude people. Well, that was never the intention. We were just
No.
trying to make sure that what LSS was putting forward was coming through. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and to be fair, like people who've been cosplay for longer in other environments, which is not
yeah,
me. I've only done cosplay for this
yeah,
game. But I think people who've experienced or cosplay in other environments have said, having basic rules about what you can and can't do, what level of build you have to have done yourself is quite standard, I think people have
yeah, yeah,
said. So, but it's mostly just it is one of those things that makes you a bit worried. I think, like, because
mm,
most people don't have the skills to make everything in their costume,
yeah,
and you just want. But I think in reality, someone just looked at you and go, "Yeah, that looks good. I'm happy."
yeah,
It was
yeah,
quite a basic kind of thing. Even for us sponsored cosplayers, like they didn't like examine us. They
yeah,
go, "Did you make that? Did you make that? Did you make that?" It was
yeah,
just taken on trust, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah. Interesting one I found here is, because I don't have any more photos of her, is this rune chant dress.
Yeah.
So I know there was a little bit of controversy with her dress. It is a brilliantly made dress, but it's not a traditional cosplay. She
Yeah.
will receive the things because she did make it all herself. Um,
Yes.
and it is a beautiful dress, but yeah, um, it just shows the grand scheme of like that can be a little bit different. Um, Not what I expected to see, but it's still very well made.
Yeah. What it was is it's a fabric with rune chant patterns on of
Mm.
different sizes,
Yeah,
and it's a little bit more abstract, and it was a bit touch and go. The person it her this girl name is Muffin. She's been a long time UK stan,
yeah,
um, Levia through and through,
yeah, yeah.
and she was a bit worried about going into any detail because she'd had a few different responses, but in the end, people were like, "Yep, fine," which was
Yeah.
great because in the Discord group, we were like, if you had been told no, we were all gonna email in, um, because like the history is that most people have gone as a character or as a piece of equipment.
Yeah, yeah,
This was a bit more abstract, but it was
yeah,
really well done. She
yeah,
made the whole dress herself from free flowing material.
yeah.
And you can't really see in this picture, but the leather jacket has different kind of demonstratory inspired patches that she makes
Oh
herself.
wow,
So
that's
it's an
cool.
automated machine that she has. She does the design on like CAD type stuff,
Yeah.
and then it's an automated thread kind of thing
Oh,
that
so
makes
she
the
designed the
patch.
fabric as well.
No, she bought the fabric in.
Oh, okay.
So it
Oh,
means
okay.
someone somewhere out there is selling fab
Fabric.
material. I think I
Yeah,
need to find out about this a
we
bit
need to
more.
find out about that. But I think it's a shame I don't have more pictures of her jacket then, because that actually makes it more of a costume to me. The fact that she's done the jacket with all the different things on it as well
Yeah.
makes it more complete.
Yeah. And her general vibe was like, this is a demonstratory rune chant kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any more photos of her particular piece. Um, I, I hope that she sends us a picture of the jacket, because I would love to see that. Whoops, gone too far. There we go. There's the next one. So this is Sticky Fingers with a few other people. There's Ren. You'll see her a few in a few of the pictures. She's not in the group one because, as you said, she missed out on the group picture. So I've just tried to get good pictures of particular cosplayers. So this is Sticky Fingers and Scurf.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So
pretty much everything was crocheted by Jodie in
Jodie is a brilliant crocheter. I don't know how she manages to do this, because I tried crocheting during the pandemic, and I ended up taking the wool back. Um, So much power to her. She has had some brilliant crocheted cosplays over time, and they just get more and more interesting. And I really love her Sticky Fingers. Like, I think that there'll be people who are like, "Can you make me one?"
it is the star of the show, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I'm sorry, Rock, you've been surpassed by Sticky Fingers. So then we got Ren. So unfortunately she missed out on being in the group picture, but she looked absolutely beautiful in her adult new costume. And as we
Yes.
spoke, a lot of the cosplayers did participate in games, so this is being able to wear our costumes while playing is a concept that we're a bit concerned about, because we were worried about not having as many armor builds. But I mean, this beautiful costume that she's got here, and also because she's travelled from Japan, this is probably a costume that's easier to haul to another place as well.
Yeah, it would pat down fairly flat. That
Mm,
because it's
mm.
all kind of silky kind of dress and belt and stuff, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah,
And I
it looks
think she's
amazing.
used the same material. on the edging of the jacket and the dress, and it looks like it's the same material for the obi belt, so it's this nice repeating theme.
It's continuous and it looks very well made. You can see the lining. It's just it's up to her high standard, and she looks
she's
amazing.
a very good seamstress. I think.
Yeah. Right. Well, oops. Yep, got to it. Librarian. That is what he was, the librarian.
Vestige of Soul.
Vestige of Soul. Yeah.
Same but different, right? So
yeah, and you'll see our lovely Jeremiah come through a few of these pictures because he was in a lot of good pictures. But yeah, Vestige of Soul. So yes, as I said, because there wasn't as much information, I kind of had to guess, because I mean the Vestige of Soul and the Librarian both have that big stature, don't they?
Yeah, is that kind of Solana, kind of high priest kind of vibe.
And he's done really well with all those details in the front of the costume, with all of the fold overs, and it looks really good.
Yeah, and I was talking to Dean, the person who made it. So there's quite a lot of quilting, which you can definitely see on this front sash. What you can't see so much in these pictures is the chest area was quite glittery. And they'd used like a spangly thread. And there was quite a lot of quilting type technique throughout the entire costume. And I think they said they actually used material that is the same kind of material you would use for bedspreads and stuff like that. So that meant it quilted really well.
Yeah.
So
that quite was really heavy, though, right?
Yeah, I guess so. They said they were getting hot. But they wore it most of the day. So yeah, you get your money's worth out of these things.
Right, so this is the Brute. That's one of the best pictures I've got. There was pictures of him playing. He looks really cool. I think he did a great job. Up to him to be painted greeny colour.
And if you're all in when you're head to toe in green.
Yeah. I hope he wasn't too cold.
I think they were all right. Like, the inside the hull wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Probably the yarn wig was keeping them warm.
Yeah.
I just love that they've used yarn to make this wig. It's awesome. Yarn
wigs are actually quite cool because I think you can make them feel like they're bigger than a synthetic wig without having to put in extra work. You can kind of fluff them up. And that action shot's pretty good. And of course, Ethan's going to be through here in a few pictures because, I mean, he may not be cosplaying, but he's always present. And he got some really wicked shots with our cosplayers. He really knows how to bring out the action.
He's always up for doing fun shots.
Yeah. And it makes it more... I can see that he makes people more comfortable with bringing out their character. So here is, so it's not cast bones but something else.
I've gone completely blank, and because I haven't played much the last year or so, there's a lot of cards. But basically kind of evil druid. You can see their little cauldron that they've got. We'll probably have to edit in the name of the card.
Yeah,
but it's cosplayer Botany Bee. He's a UK cosplayer.
She looks amazing. I think it is a Brute card, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because there's been
a Savage Lands thing.
Lands one, yeah.
And you can kind of see it a bit, but she had this fake fur trim to the dress, which was really nice, and had these horns. When we were talking about her cosplay, she did explain that the art actually also has, as well as the kind of goatee horns, it actually has antlers, but for various reasons she decided to leave that out because it was getting unmanageable.
Oh, okay.
I think she said the antlers pulled the whole thing back or forwards too much.
Yeah. Here it is, Song of Sinew.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, the Song of Sinew. I knew I'd seen it, and my brain was like, I know it. But
now you've said it, I'm like, yes, I remember that. Now you've said it.
Phones took over, and that's what happened to my brain. But Song of Sinew, and she looks amazing.
It was a really well done dress. Really nice green material, and the gold trim.
Mm.
You can't see it so much on the left-hand picture, but she's got some sort of line, kind of black line makeup going on her face.
Yeah, yeah.
And a nice,
Oh,
really nice crimped wig, good
yeah,
quality wig.
yeah. She's done a brilliant job. And then
And
we've
then,
got Victor.
yeah, the young Victor was really good.
Yeah,
He
he
also
looks
had a
awesome.
really good deep voice, which I think worked really well for Victor.
Oh, nice. The things we can't see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think
They were
this.
also taking lots of pictures themselves. They are a British YouTube channel, cosplayer type person.
Yeah,
And they also were taking pictures throughout the whole event. That's kind of what they like doing as well.
nice.
Really well done. The gold is that kind of transfer on vinyl type stuff you can
Oh, yep,
do.
yep, yep.
But I said to them, did you, because the accents on the red tunic is really well done. I said,
Yeah,
did you do it with a Cricut or something? And they
yeah,
said, no, I cut it by hand, which
yeah,
that's really high quality hand cutting.
yeah, yeah. That is very well done. He's done a great job. And again, Issa. Yeah. Now this
Yes.
is our Dromai, and he looks
Yes, I.
amazing. Yeah, he looks so good.
And the funnest thing with this, so I always love it when you have some extra depth to your cosplay. So
Mm, mm,
what I mean by that is you have some extra stuff. So for Dromai, I had my Ash Magic, which was like a gymnast ribbon I have on my finger, and I kind of twiggle it around. So
mm.
this cosplayer had, I can only think of their real name, which I won't say in case they don't want it used. But they had a pot of like this red bag with gold in it, and what they were doing is you see like the black headdress that
Yeah,
S is wearing.
yeah, yeah,
Um, as part of the cosplay, the cosplayer had loads of these tunics, and he
yeah.
basically was like, "Do you want to join the Centauri Sellsword army?"
Yes.
And if you
Oh,
said
so that's
yes,
what's
you got
happening in the
some
picture.
gold, and they dressed you up in the headpiece. So they were recruiting Centauri sellswords, which I thought
Yeah,
was extra
the
depth, which I
Katai's
love.
doing brilliant.
So this is Essa's Centauri sellsword being recruited.
Nice. No, that's a very good picture. It's tells a lot. It's quite good. It's very
And this
good.
was their first cosplay, and it's not an easy cosplay, and I think they pulled it off. They've used fabric, they've used foam, they've all done all kinds of stuff. So I
Yeah,
look forward to seeing more from them.
yeah. That and I mean, just getting the scarf to be in the right places, like to be have the markings in the right places, is actually quite difficult.
Yeah, I'm imagining there may have been a few failed attempts.
As we all do, because the learning is failing, so or failing is learning. I hope that's correct.
Yeah.
This is the only picture I have besides our and which I think this is a it's definitely a ninja, but I'm not sure
But
if
yeah,
it's
it was
a card or
a
a
young
character.
Ira.
I think this is Ira, but I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
Ira on a card or it's Ira. Because here
Oh, I'm not
we have
sure.
a
I
few
think
cards.
it's. I talked to them about it, and I think they just said they're young Ira.
Mm,
So this is Coin Manatee is their Discord name on. So this is Coin Manatee.
yeah,
Yeah, it was really nicely done as well. Really nice
yeah.
use of fabric and bandages, and I
Mm.
think they said this was also one of their first cosplays, if I'm right. So again,
Well,
not easy doing the shoulder things. The
yeah, the shoulder thing
pauldrons.
is well done there. That's
Yes,
awesome.
yeah, and it stayed on,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's really well shaped to them, and it's nicely accented.
Yeah, they've done a brilliant job, and all the little details on there to make it look like the armor with all the little bits and pieces is actually quite
Yeah,
well done.
and this is a great action shot. You can
Yeah,
really feel Essa being thrown backwards.
yeah, yeah. Much props to Eso. He's made it lots of fun. So these were our four featured
Yes,
guests. Um, and so these we had a couple of very experienced people that we knew very well, yourself and Carlotta. And I'm not sure about the Prism and the Dorinthia where they are in the community because Unfortunately, when people put on cosplay, sometimes they're just completely unrecognizable. But you know a bit more about the other cosplayers that were guests with you?
Yeah, so actually, because we went through the whole experience together from being picked to the last day, we actually formed quite a tight knit group, particularly because it's the first time of it being a new thing. So the Dorinthia, it's her first Fab cosplay,
Yeah,
but they've done other cosplays since they were young, like a
yeah,
teenager. And then the Prism from America. I won't use their real name in case they don't want it mentioned. But I think this was one of their first cosplays as well. So it's a nice mix of people doing their first cosplay, their first Fab cosplay, and people with more experience. Because the thing I think the first time I saw Carlotta that I remember was when she did the Verdants with that wonderful moss carpet.
Ah, well, I mean, that wasn't her first one either, but that was one
No,
of
but
her
that's the one
first
I was thinking of.
recognizable
Yeah,
ones. Yeah. She's done quite a few, and
yeah,
including Shiana. So yeah, um,
yeah. Really nice.
yeah. Um, so this is the really nice pictures I've got of our Prism cosplayer, and she actually, I'm not sure what the story is behind the book, but the book fits very brilliantly with the cosplay. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if
It's
it
I
was already
also
covered like that, or whether she found a book in the library that looks, or she's done it herself. So
yeah, so it was a book that they bought just like that. I
yeah,
did ask them about it because I wasn't sure if maybe they gilded it themselves because it fits the kind of like
brilliantly. Yeah,
Solana library vibe really well. But they said that they bought it like that, but everything else they made so the boots they put all the foam over it to do the armored boots. So pretty much just the book and the wig were the only thing they didn't make or heavily adapt. So it's really the other nice story with this cosplay. Her personality fitted Young Prism super well, but also the glasses are her actual glasses that she uses anyway, but they
yeah,
work fantastically for Young Prism.
yeah, yeah. It's nice when you can wear your glasses. Believe me, I know.
Yeah,
Being blind in cosplay is not fun, so being able
no,
to do that is brilliant. So this is one of the professional photos and one that was taken at the event. Um,
yes.
uh,
I like that you said professional photographs because I took the photos.
ah,
Yeah, I was taking the photos. We went outside. I was really worried about going outside. I was like, if it's windy, I'm not going outside in this wig.
mm,
But it wasn't actually that windy. It was just a bit very small breeze. But yeah, we were like in the dock area, just outside the XL, taking pictures in various ways.
nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. And we've also got this nice one which is side on of the armor. I've cut somebody out of the picture, I see. Because I was like, I could
Looks
see
like a
a hand.
Centauri cell sword.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But yeah, so it's interesting seeing all of the foam work is quite well done. So you
yes,
can see she has experience elsewhere, and
yeah,
foam work in short time is hard. So I think that it's
yeah.
been done very well.
And she did it all freehand as well.
Mm,
The thing I want to mention, you can see the chainmail material.
yeah,
It was really nice. So they said that originally they were thinking of making their own chainmail. I
very
think
nice.
because of time they didn't. 'Cause a lot of people do their own link chainmail sometimes.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but what they did, I think it was time and just energy and money and all the usual things.
yeah.
But it was actually like a glittery kind of chain mesh, which is
No,
like this kind of stretchy fabric. And actually, I think it worked really well as an underlayer as well because
mm,
it's, if you get in this like really unforgivingly unbendable foam armor,
mm,
having just like a really nice, slightly cooling, breathable mesh underneath it, I
mm.
think actually helped them survive the event.
Yeah,
Plus, it looked really good and it was a bit spangly, which helps with the metallic effect.
yeah, yeah. So very brilliantly done, and
And a cape
uh,
as well. Who doesn't love a cape?
I know, brilliant red cape. Then we have Carlotta. So we've got a little bit of a side shot here. You can see all of the fabric. And we've got the young new and the adult new together. So that looks really
Yes.
cool. Well done.
The thing you can't tell from the photos is she had this train behind her of the same material of the kimono.
Yeah,
But the really clever thing with this train is she made it so it could be kind of hitched up.
yeah.
You know, like a Roman blind, that it can kind of go up and down, and it
Oh
kind of,
wow.
as it goes up, it folds on itself.
Yeah,
She used that same kind of effect on the train. So if she
yeah,
wanted a really long train, she could let it all out. But if she was, like, for practical reasons, moving around, playing,
yeah,
and she could, like, gather it all up and it just kind of folded up.
yeah, yeah,
Which is really clever craftsmanship.
yeah. And she looked amazing. And
Yeah.
here we are.
Oh, look, it's me.
Yeah,
Who's
it's
that?
you. With your beautiful table as well, your game table.
My
So
Go
yeah,
table.
your Go table.
Someone told me off. So I knew it was basically I knew nothing about Go,
Yeah,
and I wanted to replicate the art of Dromai playing Go in the artwork.
yeah,
And I was gluing down the pieces, looking at the artwork, like trying to match the design as best I can.
yeah,
Because I don't know anything about Go myself, I was gluing them in the spaces.
yeah.
And I got about halfway through and I was like, they're meant to go on the lines.
Oh dear.
And I made the board myself from laser etching. I didn't have the inclination or time, whatever, to redo it, and I
Yeah,
couldn't just pull them off. So I
yeah,
just kept going with it. But I had someone tell me off and said, "This isn't really Go. It's supposed to be on the lines." And I said, "I know. I got halfway through, and
yeah, yeah,
it's a noticeable mistake if you know what you're looking for." But
yeah.
they gave me a bit of a telling off, which was interesting.
But you looked amazing. And that wig
Thank you.
looked great. You
The
look really
wig, I get so fussy in this wig, partly because you've got the bangs down the front that I'm trying to keep tidy,
good.
and the bun. The bun was, I was really worried about the bun just falling apart, but it was, thanks to some tips from fellow cosplayers, as well as it being, when I styled it, lots of bobby pins when styling it, but I used a particular type of water-based glue that Morgan from the Discord recommended.
Mm.
Worked a treat. That bun was super secure,
Yeah,
and the wig just needed a quick brushing out each day, and it survived the 3 days. That was the thing I was most worried about, getting a long-haired wig through 3 days.
yeah, yeah. And that's a very nice group shot there. And I've got another couple of group shots. Where'd they go? There we go. So that's one with sticky fingers
Yes.
interrupting your game.
Yeah, stealing my go pieces.
Getting you go.
Someone said they really enjoyed the expression I was doing. I'm not good at expressions though. We were talking earlier, weren't we? That sometimes I'm not doing the face I think I'm doing, but apparently people like that expression.
Yeah. It was interesting. It looks like everyone's having a good chat. And then
Yeah,
this one's a very nice photo too. I thought, well,
yeah,
just
that's really
include a couple
good.
of nice group photos. Victor looked amazing. And
Yeah, he got into character really well as well.
yeah, I think the balance in the shot's really good because you've got the shorter in the center. All the blondies are here.
Yes, blondies.
And this one I call, there's one more page and I call it Many Faces of Carolina.
Yes, all of her accoutrements on her bag.
I know. I think she'd have trouble sitting down with those. Um, so yeah, I think this was quite cool.
Yeah.
The expressions were quite fun.
It was
Um,
really nice to see Carolina there. I didn't actually know whether she was going to turn up or not, so I was super happy to meet her. We always
yeah,
have a nice chat when we meet up, so
yeah. So that's all. There was many more photos, and if people want them, they can follow each of the different cosplayers. Had a lot of their photos up. I just picked and chose from our Discord ones that people have shared, and tried to not include general public because um,
yes.
you know, yeah, it's people's likenesses. So yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we had a really good showing considering, and yeah, there's a few things that need to be improved, and a lot of things that were great about having not a competition. I think it took a little bit of pressure off some people. How did you find that?
Yeah, so it was different. So it was a new challenge, getting a costume through 3 days. I already said I was really worried about the wig.
Mm,
Um, we were, me and the other sponsored cosplayers were were a bit worried on day one because we just wanted LSS to be happy with what they got from us.
yeah,
And it was really nice that the main rep, they tried to put us at ease as best they could. And I think once we got through day one, we all relaxed a lot more and enjoyed ourselves a lot more. Um, it did, because you do feel like you're working. We were being remunerated quite handsomely, and
yeah,
we'd want it to, as well as wanting it to go well for ourselves, you want LSS to feel like they got what they wanted as well. So
mm,
it was a different experience. It did feel a bit more like being on the job, but
mm,
still had a lot of fun
yeah,
and learnt a few new things.
yeah, yeah. So, and I think I really like the looks. The set's a bit different, being kind of like an expansion. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing how Silver Age goes, as a shorter form game. How did you find Silver Age? Because I mean, you said you
Yeah,
hadn't
so I
played for a
hadn't
little bit.
really,
So,
yeah, I hadn't done a lot of prep going into the world premiere weekend. I was quite happy with the two random decks I got for my world premiere. One really nice thing is people kept on saying to me, "Oh, you're cosplaying Dromai. Why are you not playing Dromai in Silver Age?" I said, "I just haven't had any time." And
yeah,
one of the lovely people from the UK on afternoon of day two was like, "Do you want to play Dromai?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I haven't got a deck with me." And they were like, "I'll give you one. I've got my friend's got one. We'll give it to you for Sunday." So thank you so
oh,
much to
nice,
them because
yeah,
of them I was able to play Dromai on the last day as Dromai, which
yeah.
I think it's fun for me and it's fun for my opponents.
Yeah, Dromai is one of my go-to Silver Age decks. I'm really enjoying it. It stacks up really well against arcane damage. So
Yeah, and essentially the way I think of it is competitive commoner, right? So
yeah,
it's not quite, but more or less.
yeah,
And I think the general vibe was a lot of people are really into it.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I do really like my Azalea in there, but it's play something different. I've been playing Ranger a long time, and when she got LL'd, I was like, oh, what do I do now?
What do I do now? Yeah.
I've been playing her forever. She's like part of my identity now.
Yeah, and we can see lots of her behind you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, so it was nice. It's nice having something new that's fast paced. We'll see how it goes with the bands and things. And I mean, I'm kind of
Yeah.
happy about no chain, but we'll see what happens with that format.
Yeah, I was talking to quite a lot of people because obviously there are some slightly busted things at the moment,
Mm,
but I'm pretty sure that in a week or two's time, the next scheduled announcement is due, and I think we'll see a lot of redactions based on maybe what happened in London, but
mm.
also other feedback that LSS are getting during the first month or so of Silver Age being official.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty confident that after the first ban announcement in a few weeks' time, the format will feel a little bit more settled than it is now.
yeah. It's like a rebirth. This year's pretty much a rebirth of
Yeah.
the whole situation. And CC's looking pretty interesting too. I've been playing a bit of Kasai and CC. Um,
Yes.
she's fun. She's quite
And
fun.
one of the things that's been floating around, I think most in Silver Age, is that Decimator Axe Warrior is all over the place.
I know, yeah. Decimated Great Axe Dorinthia, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Slightly scary. Yeah, today I'm going to go on and do our release event. So we're getting a pre-con
Nice.
with a pack, then we can modify with whatever's in our pack. So that's
Yeah.
for me today. I got my box on Friday the 13th and opened up my stuff and got some interesting things. Got a Marvel dash that hopefully I can trade to a azalea somewhere. Um,
Yeah, nice.
so yeah, it was. Have you got any cool polls from the weekend?
So with the world premiere, you could, depending what events you played, you could open a bunch of packs.
Yeah.
I also, when you registered, you could buy one or two boxes. I bought one. I got, what did I get in it? I can't remember what I got. Oh, I got the Marvel of one of the kind of tech clovos and bits of equipment. I got the
Oh, nice.
headpiece. So you generally seem you pull about three cold foils in a box.
Yeah.
I've got a case that my local store's delivery didn't arrive in time, so
Uh-huh.
Friday the 13th got to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll hopefully get my case sometime next week, and
Yeah.
fingers crossed we can find a Marvel tunic.
Yeah, that'd be nice. They
Yeah,
look
that'd be.
really pretty.
I did meet a couple of people who pulled it out of their box over the weekend. Yeah, the interesting thing with the antiquity pack is that they glued it onto a piece of cardboard, which I can't understand why they did it, but it also makes it really hard to get it out away
Yeah.
from the cardboard.
In my box, it wasn't glued, so maybe that was
Ah,
just for that event. Because yeah, in my box,
yeah.
it's floating around on the top, just like a gold pack was, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
high
I
tea.
think
Yeah,
they're
it's
kind of
floating around.
like this, the kind of sticky glue stuff they use on credit cards when they send you a credit card.
It was already
They got
hard
that
enough
kind
to
of
open.
stuff.
I sliced it open because I was like, I'm bad at opening packs, so if I had something nice, it was
Yeah.
going to be dead.
No, you don't want to bend your pack and then it has an Iva figure in it.
No. I had an overfitted puzzle piece. Um, so not too great a pull. I think I got a pummel and something else in there, but I didn't
Yeah, the
do
one in my
a rustic relic, so I'm fine.
yeah, the one in my box didn't have anything super exciting, but yeah, it wasn't a relic like you said.
Yeah.
The border's really nice though, the antiquity border.
Oh, it's so pretty. I think I will run my red pummel in something.
Yeah, and talking about pretty, obviously, like the main payment for the sponsor cosplayers is the Cold for Frankie.
Yeah,
I don't have mine to hand because it's getting graded.
yeah.
But it was super pretty, and the cold foil specialization that everybody got who took part in the meet and greet also very pretty. For Yokohama, it's the first event we'll have the new cosplay packs. They weren't ready for London,
Mm,
so don't know what's going to be in that. I think the only thing we know is it could have a rainbow foil Frankie.
which is
Uh,
kind of cool. Yeah,
I'm
I
hoping
like
the
that.
weapon's in there, her big scissors. I'm hoping that's in there somewhere as
Yeah,
well.
I think they'll be quite cool if the scissors are in there, and I think that if they treat them like the judge packs where there's just random couple of things in there, I think
Yeah.
we'll be quite happy with that, and then it makes it more of a gamble so that if we want to sell the packs, then they might be worth a little bit more because of the gamble side of it, just like
Yeah,
the judge pack.
exactly. Yeah, I think I'm super excited to see what people open up in Yokohama.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm super excited for Yokohama when that happens. I've got friends attending, so hopefully I can get them to take photos and things for me. Um,
Nice.
uh, I would have loved to go to Yokohama, but this year's a tight year for me, so we'll see how we go. I know I've been saying I want to travel, but it's just not seeming to happen for me at this present moment. So
Oh, it's a pity. Yeah.
I'll just have to live through all of you guys and
Yeah.
highlighting you guys because I enjoy
Well,
doing that.
my next adventure is probably Worlds. So we
Mm,
think Worlds is gonna be Europe.
yeah, it
In
is for
terms of
Europe.
the
Yeah,
rotation we've had so far implies it will be Europe.
it will be. Yeah.
Um, so I'll be at Worlds. I'm going to get my next cosplay ready for Worlds. Is
Mm,
my hope. My chronic fatigue sometimes gets in the way, but Worlds will be October, November, so I've got 9 months. So fingers
yeah,
crossed I can get it together.
yeah, yeah. And it would be awesome to see you there as well. Um,
And it won't be gender swap, and it won't have long hair, which would be nice.
it'll be a little break for you.
I know, it'd be a walk in the park.
We all know that cosplay is definitely not a walk in the park, but yeah,
No,
it'll
I'll
be
probably have
different.
different. I'll just be obsessing about something else instead.
So thank you so much for your time, Dan, and I hope that everyone enjoyed seeing the cosplayers. Sorry we don't have everybody's names, but we're able to bring you the costumes so you can at least see them and appreciate all the work that those particular people did. Hopefully we will have some names in the description, some social media links of people who want you to go see their social media. A big thank you to the photos done by the Dorinthia cosplayer, by the Victor cosplayer, because there's a few in there, and thank you to Essa for bringing out the animation throughout the photos that were taken. The community is really good at looking after each other, and I hope you guys all enjoyed your cosplay dinner that you had.
Yes.
It really warms my heart to see you guys getting together, being social, and just enjoying each other's company, because that's kind of why we're here. We're here to enjoy the game, bring things to life, and enjoy each other's company and make good friends. So thank you very much, and onward to the next event. We will definitely be giving you bits and pieces on there, and yeah, much love to the community. Follow, like, share, and subscribe to this channel.
Yeah, you subscribe, folks. It means a lot to us.
Yeah.